It's day 2 of the Tigerville Regional here in Tigerville, South Carolina. We started with 3 teams. We're now down to 2. Today we'll start a best-of-3 series between the North Greenville Crusaders and the Trojans of Mount Olive. Both teams coming into today's action 1-0, both having victories over Georgia Southwestern just a day ago. Again, there's no love lost between these two teams. Get a little action here. North Greenville fell behind yesterday thanks in large part to a 3-run shot from Calvin Alexander. And the Hurricanes jumped out on top 3-0. Then Paul Hegeman came up an inning later and he blasted a solo shot to right field. Gave him a 4-0 lead at the time. Took a long time for the Crusaders to get their offense going, but eventually they did. David Lewis played a hand in that one as he launched an opposite field shot to right field. Brought the Crusaders back to within 2, excuse me. Then they got to the bottom of the 9th. A leadoff double from Carter Deerdorf as the Crusaders were down 5-3. Trying to pump up the team right there, and then Pat Monteith legged out an infield base hit. Hustled all the way. It was a bang-bang play at first, originally called out on the field. The play went to review, and you're going to get a look of it just a second. Here it is. Head first slide there from Monteith. As you can see right there, the hand touches the first base bag just before the ball beats him to the bag, so he is safe, and that set the scene. Almost like a Disney-like script for John Michael Fail as he blasted a 3-run shot. Not only was it a walk-off for the Crusaders, it was a historic one. It made him the king of home runs. Made him the home run king of Division II baseball, and North Greenville and rest of Tigerville went crazy late into the night last night. Coming around third base saying, "I am him." And North Greenville celebrated a 6-3 victory, and you can see the umpire even wanted a little taste of the action there. North Greenville ultimately eliminated the Hurricanes last night 6-5. You have to feel bad for the Hurricanes. They actually had an earlier game that day, their first game against Mount Olive. How Mount Olive got here. They had an early action in the bottom of the 4th. They were able to get an infield base hit with 1 out. They were able to get a double down the third base line. That led to another run coming home. In fact, that was a double from their leadoff hitter, Dylan Jeffries. Made it 2-0. Then fast forward to the bottom of the 6th, they had a double down the right field line. That was Alden Cottle that would put that one down the right field line to increase the lead to 3-0. They would further extend the lead with another double down the left field line. Anytime in postseason baseball, you can get insurance runs. At the time, it didn't seem like it'd be much, but eventually it would come around to actually help them. They tacked on the other insurance run. This was actually the big one there from Mike Kinney. Hit that one in the right field to give Mount Olive would be a 5-0 lead. Didn't seem that big at the time. But boy, it proved to be the game winner. The Hurricanes didn't go quietly. They had a 4-run 9th inning, capped off by Miles Hartsfield, a 3-run blast to get them within a run. But that's all they would get. As Mount Olive, you get the force out to end the ball game. At the time, make the Hurricanes fall to 0-1. And of course, you saw earlier in the highlight reel, they would lose the nightcap in heartbreaking fashion to North Greenville. So the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern are heading home, and that means we've got a date between these two teams, North Greenville Crusaders and the Trojans of Mount Olive. Hello, welcome into Tigerville, South Carolina. Ray and B. Dillard Field here at Ashmore Park. I'm Timothy Holcomb alongside Alan Cahaley. Here's the lineup for the Crusaders. They are the road team here tonight. Carter Deerdorf, Pat Monteith, John Michael Fail, last night's hero, Marek Kloop, David Lewis, Jalen Vasquez, Zach Zara, Bryce Roddy, Corey Bivens. An unchanged lineup from a night ago. And the man they'll be facing on the mound for Mount Olive, the left-hander Eric Johnson. Southpaw, this is his 13th start on the year. 3.29 ERA, 5-2 record. 63 innings pitched, 51 hits, 27 runs, 23 of which earned, 19 walks to 67 strikeouts. Opponents batting .216 off the southpaw Eric Johnson.
And Eric Johnson A left-handed senior, 6'6", 215, a big presence on the mound. Actually a transfer from Coastal Carolina, from Rush, New York.
Came from the Shots. Again, both these teams going with the exact same lineup that they had in game one a day ago. Deardorff stands in for the Crusaders. Again, the designated road team tonight. First pitch to Deardorff is in for a called strike, and we are underway. First official game time first pitch is 7:29. Look at that, we started a little early tonight.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-1. That's chopped foul at the plate, 0-2. Deardorff had 2 hits in the opening round action against the Hurricanes last night, including one of those hits was a big double down the right field line in the top of the 9th. He later scored on the 3-run homer from John Michael Fail.
Yeah, and Carter Deardorff, the freshman of the year from the Conference Carolinas this season.
Time you bat .330 as a freshman, that's very impressive. 0-2 from Johnson. High and tight right there, 1-2.
Yeah, the coaching staff was trying to decide which player to nominate for Freshman of the Year. It was going to be between Carter Deardorff and Brody Fowler. They ultimately decided to go with Deardorff, and obviously it paid off.
Yeah. 1-2, big old breaking ball, way outside, 2-2.
This Mount Olive team came in taking 2 out of 3 from North Greenville in the regular season. And we mentioned it yesterday, North Greenville has never won a series up in Mount Olive. It's been a big-time home field advantage for both teams.
That one's lacing the right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is Choboy in right. He will hold Deardorff to a single. And a leadoff base runner for the Crusaders.
Great hitting by Carter Deardorff. Not going for a home run or anything, just drives a nice line drive to right center field. North Greenville's on base first.
Just doing exactly what you want out of your leadoff hitter.
Exactly.
So here's Pat Monteith. Monteith was 2 for 4 yesterday. And of course, people are going to remember and talk about that John Michael Fail walk-off homer, but it was that hustle play from Pat Monteith, a play before the at-bat before that where he was able to beat out a throw. It was bang-bang, too. Originally was called out. So check on Deardorff over at first, but he was originally called out, and now replay, we now have that here at Rainby Dillard Field. He was very, very clear on our end, at least, that it was he got that hand in there and he clearly beat the ball to the bag.
Yeah, that's exactly why we wanted replay.
Yep. Get the call right. 0-1. Squared around to show bunt and offered at it. And you don't often see your team leader in home runs try to square around there, but that's exactly what Pat Monteith did. He came up empty.
Yeah, I do want to make it clear when I say that's why we wanted replay. I mean, getting the call right.
Yes.
Not, doesn't matter which team, just want the call right.
That's the biggest thing. You don't want the game to be determined by something that it was the wrong call. Try to get him the chase on the 0-2. Pat laid off of it, 1-2. Of course, you mentioned it. There seems to be a theme with these two teams. It seems like the home team always wins, especially in the regular season and when you get to postseason as well over the years. Even when Mount Olive has won the series up there in Mount Olive, North Carolina, every time they come back to the postseason, seems to be tough for them as that one's popped up in the air down the right field line. Giving a look at it. It's going to fall in play, but foul. They were able to try to get a look at that one. The count remains 1-2. Big old hole on the right side of the infield if Monteith likes to go that way. The pitch. Got it back to the net. Look, he tried to go with the pitch on that one. Just fouls that one back. And Carter Deardorff over at first with a leadoff base hit. Again, North Greenville is the road team tonight. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series, and they got Deardorff picked off. Throw down to second, and he's out. Here, even if the throw wasn't in time, Deardorff slid right past the bag. Carter Deardorff's retired on the caught stealing. That's the thing about trying to run on a lefty. Anytime they've got that pickoff move, it's going to be really, really tough. They always preach, you got to go on first move. You get picked off, oh well. 1-2. Just off the plate. Again, your home plate, your umpiring crew tonight. On the plate, Don Andrews over at first, Bobby Dunnigan, Danny Everett over at second, and then Kevin Spivey over there down the third base line. Count even at 2-2. That one's hit on the ground, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for the Crusaders. Of course, it's a little bit of a, hindsight's 20/20. You don't know that Pat Montes is going to get a base hit there. And again, if you're stealing right there with Deardorff and he gets it and he gets to second base and he steals the bag, that's definitely easily going to score a run because that was not hit particularly hard. Just happened to be in the right place.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20 though.
Yeah, it's always going to be 20/20. So here's John Michael Fail. Pops that one up. Out towards left. Paterno seems to be under it, and he is. He's got it 2 away. Fails retired on 1 pitch. All right, Kloop strides to the plate. Let's hope for the Crusaders here in the top of the first. Kloop's looking for a bounce-back night. He was 0 for 3 in the opening round against the Hurricanes. He did reach with a walk. First pitch from Johnson on the inside corner, strike 1. And second straight night that the Crusaders are facing a tall southpaw on the mound. And Houston for the Hurricanes did an amazing job last night. 8 innings, 144 pitches. He had a really gutsy performance for the Hurricanes last night in a losing effort. Here's the 0-1, blowing out 1-1.
Yeah, and you just obviously somebody. 2 of the 3 teams have to go home, but, man, you hated it for Georgia Southwestern. They had 2 gutsy efforts yesterday and just came up short both times. But that is a team that is definitely on the rise over the next couple of years.
I would agree with you, partner. Again, I think they're only losing 1 starter as well, so they will be back for sure. Again, a pair of 1-run decisions to them last night. That is the tough thing when you have a 3-team regional just like we have here. Count sits at 2-1 to Marek. Here's the 2-1. Popped up. This might be in no man's land. Outfielders converging. Who wants it? It is going to be the second baseman, Casparo, and he will make the grab. Nice sliding grab there from Jack Casparo. And that will retire the side. They're looking for a chance. It was in the middle of no man's land. Everybody had to run a long way, and ultimately Jack Casparo was able to make the sliding grab to retire the side. Crusaders pick up 2 hits. They leave 1 stranded. We played half an inning. North Greenville, nothing. Mount Olive coming to bat. Head to the home half of the first inning here in Tigerville. Again, the 1-0 game between these two. The game 1 of a best-of-3 series as you get a look at the Mount Olive lineup. Dylan Jeffries leads things off, followed by Vito Paterno. Jack Casbero batting third, Layden Choboy, JT Stone, Cooper George, Alden Cottle, Joshua Jones, and followed by Mike Kinney to round things out. Yep, and the man on the mound for the Crusaders, their ace, Reese Fields. Numbers on him. This is his 17th start of the year. That's all of his appearances. He does have a complete game to his ledger. 79 2/3 innings pitched, 12-1 record, 3.62 ERA, 69 hits, 39 runs, 32 of which earned, 16 walks to 85 strikeouts. Opponents batting at .228. Reese Fields. Here's Dylan Jeffries, 344 on the year, 10 home runs, 42 runs batted in.
Jeffries named to the Conference Carolinas all-defensive team.
He's a sure thing out there in center field for the Trojans. He takes a first pitch fastball from Fields outside, 1-0. Dylan was 1 for 2 in the game yesterday against Georgia Southwestern. Got fooled on a breaking ball that time, 1-1.
This is a Mount Olive lineup that can certainly hit a team average of .322 coming into this game.
1-1 fastball on the outer half, 1-2. Jeffries reached base 4 times. He was officially 1 for 2. He walked twice and was hit by a pitch, as well as a base hit. 1-2 fastball misses upstairs. The 2-2. Breaking ball skipped up there. Good eye from Jeffries.
Yeah, and opponents against Mount Olive are hitting just .239. However, they do have a 4.23 team ERA, and you look at the number of walks this season, 211. That has been an issue for them.
And one thing about this Mount Olive team, their pitching has been, whenever that's been their bread and butter this year, is the 3-2 breaking ball from Fields misses outside, and it's another walk for Jeffries. That's his 3rd of the tournament. He's the leadoff base runner for the Trojans here tonight. So here's Vito Paterno. I can confirm that is Vito Paterno in the box, not JT Stone. He's first pitch swinging out into center field. Pat moving to his right, now retreating. Makes the grab on the run, 1 away.
Yeah, Paterno was named to the Conference Carolinas second team as well as the all-defensive team.
That'll give way for Jack Casbero, the second baseman. Casbero was 2 for 4 yesterday. .321 on the year, 6 bombs, 43 ribbies. He's first pitch swinging out into left field. That ball is walloped and it is way gone. Two-run shot from Jack Casbero, and Mount Olive jumps out on front.
Went up in the zone to get that one, and it was an absolute no-doubter. First team All-Conference Carolina, second team All-Southeast region.
And he showed exactly why right there. Went up, got that one, and sent that one out just to the right of the scoreboard. And Mount Olive grabs the early 2-0 lead.
And he put all he had into that swing, and it paid off.
Here's Landon Choboy, takes the first pitch outside. Now's the key for North Greenville. Got to get off to a little bit better start than what they had been doing. Again, they've been in the conference tournament, both games they fell behind due to big innings early on. That one's hit out to left center field. That ball might get out of here. That ball is gone. Back-to-back jacks for the Trojans. Choboy sends one out of here. It's 3-0 Mount Olive. Showboy, that's home run number 9 on the year, RBI number 66. Get another fastball just right over the heart of the plate, and he sent that one out of here in a hurry. So here's JT Stone. Breaking ball from Fields misses low. And back-to-back night, the Crusaders in the first inning, the starter has allowed 3 runs.
Yeah, very familiar form. North Greenville had to rebound yesterday, came back very late.
That one didn't miss by much from Fields, count it 2-0.
Home plate umpire Don Andrews today.
That one's chopped foul. Again, Mount Olive trying to do something no one has done thus far to the Crusaders is beat North Greenville here at Ray and B. Dillard Field.
Yeah, there's been some scary ones, some that have come down to the wire, but North Greenville has been able to somehow come out on top each time. But they are going to be fighting from behind to start this game.
That one's poked down to right field. That one's going to get down for a base hit. 3 straight hits for the Trojans. And they are jumping all over Reese Fields here in the bottom half of the first. So here's Cooper George.
Cooper George, second team All-Conference Carolinas at third base. Also made the all-defensive team.
Scoring a .354 average on the campaign. That one stays high, 1-0.
I'll tell you what, going back to Landon Showboy, he is not listed in the All-Conference Awards, yet he leads Mount Olive in batting average with a .379. So I think that swing might have let out a little frustration there.
He's like, I'll show you. I definitely belong on that list. Definitely took out some frustrations on that one. Check swing and did not go around. Going to peel down the first to see if he went around. He did not. The leadoff walk to Dylan Jeffries, then Paterno flied out in the first pitch, then back-to-back homers. Check on Stone over there at first. Back-to-back homers from Casbero and Showboy. 2-run shot from, and then a solo shot. Then a base hit in the right field from Stone. He stands over there at first. The pitch. That one's on the outer half, 2-1. Mount Olive comes into this one 37-15 overall. North Greenville at 45-8. And in these regionals, you can throw that stuff out. All that matters is your regional record right now. That one sent out down the right field line. Will Marek have a play? A little exaggerated dive. He laid out for that one. Wasn't able to come up with it.
Yeah, nice try by Kloop. There's not a whole lot of foul territory down the lines.
No, there's not.
Especially deep down the outfield lines, so it's a little scary over there, but he went all out for it.
That's one of those things, if he makes those plays, it definitely could be just a slight momentum change. Even if it is, just the second out of the inning, it would have been an electrifying play. Maybe try to get this North Greenville, I guess, pitching staff just a little bit motivated, get going in this game. Mount Olive has jumped on him early. The pitch.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really to get your pitcher settled more than anything. You just want to get outs as quickly as you can, get him settled in, get an inning under his belt. But, yeah, it's been a struggle so far for Reese Fields, something we're definitely not used to seeing.
Yeah, the ace of this North Greenville pitching staff. Been that way for a couple years now. Runner takes off for second, all skips up there, so that's going to trot down to first base. 4 straight Trojan hitters have reached base here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Alden Cotton, that's going to get a mound visit. Cotton Jr. batting .305 on the year. And Mount Olive already 3 runs in the inning, and they're still looking for more. Sure you can tell over the PA system that they were able to call the guy's name out. How embarrassing would that be, Like, would you take the walk of shame at that point?
If it's my wallet,
Oh,
absolutely.
if it's a wallet, yeah, you don't really have a
Now,
choice.
I don't think you were here for this, but a wedding ring was found, or some kind of wedding band was found. I guess it was about a month ago here. And so my question, I kind of looked around waiting for somebody to take the walk of shame there.
Did someone actually end up using
I
it?
didn't see anybody. I don't think that anybody came and claimed it.
Oh, man.
So hopefully it wasn't an actual wedding ring, more like I don't know, just some jewelry or something.
Let's hope. Ready for action as that one misses low and out. Get a look at Alden Cottle's numbers right there. 4 bombs, 20 ribbies. 305 average, I mentioned.
So far, Reese Fields, 21 pitches, just 9 strikes, and only 1 out recorded.
Tough start for the two-headed monster that North Greenville thought they had at the top of their rotation. That one's low. Again, no attack. It's only won an inning and 2/3 last night. He gave up 4 runs. He had a little bit of command issues early on, and then he gave up a 3-run shot and then a solo shot, and he just had a lot of traffic on the base paths early. Just didn't have his best stuff last night, and then Mount Olive has jumped all over Reese Fields here in the bottom half of the first. As you mentioned, partner, there's only 1 out. Hitter friendly count here. The pitch. That one skips up there, 3-0.
Yeah, do you wonder how long of a leash head coach Landon Powell is going to give Reese Fields, especially with the fact that Noah Takis didn't make it very far yesterday. So the bullpen, even though North Greenville has a ton of arms, you don't want to test them in just 2 games in this regional. You've still got at least 1 more to play tomorrow.
Exactly. Now, if it's an elimination game, you'd have to put all hands on deck, but because they were able to come back last night. Now, as that one misses high ball 4, the bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks issued by Reese Fields. That'll bring up the 8-hole hitter, Joshua Jones.
And Reese Fields just taking a little bit of a breather, just trying to get himself focused, settled back in.
And you know it's not an issue of nerves either. I mean, this guy's pitched in really big games just a year ago. He pitched the clincher for North Greenville last year in the national championship game up there in Cary, North Carolina. So he's been in bigger moments. So he's definitely knows what it takes to pitch in big moments. Just got to settle down right here. There's a good breaking ball. Jones swung over the top of that one, 0-1. And you got to give credit to these Mount Olive hitters as well. They're being very patient up there and when they need to be, and then when the pitch is right there in the zone, they're attacking.
Yeah, they're getting a good bat on the ball. So when you're seeing the pitches, you're not going to sit there and ask questions. You're just going to hack away.
There's the 0-1. Other breaking ball foul tipped, 0-2. Big pitch upcoming here for Reese Fields. Now I've already 3 runs in the inning. Here's the pitch. And he punched him out on the outside corner, right 3. Jones thought that one was a little bit off the plate, but he's rung up for out number 2. So the Trojans have batted around at least once through the order as catcher Mike Kinney, the 9-hole hitter, will stand in. And that was a big pitch there from Fields. If he can get out of this with just the damage that's already been done, that would already be huge for this Crusaders team. First pitch misses down. There's the umpires behind home plate we were expecting to hear from tonight.
Mount Olive brought a good crowd too, so expect to hear them as well throughout this game.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see some going back and forth tonight as well, and tomorrow.
Hopefully not, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, all in good fun, though. 2-0. Yeah, got a good crowd here tonight. As you mentioned, Mount Olive traveled well. You get a look at the North Greenville crowd. Mount Olive kind of shifted on to their side. You can't really see that from our center field camera. And there's a good amount of crowd as well going down the lines up on the hill as well.
Yeah, there's always a big crowd going down the hill during these regionals that we've been so fortunate to host over the years.
Here's the 2-0. 2-0 back pick down to first base. He got back in time. And for Mount, that would have been really tough. That would have been great for North Greenville. That would have bailed them out. That would have been real tough for the Trojans. Again, you have a 3-0 count. Can't afford to get back picked like that. Again, as you get a look at the crowd right there. Got to come to him right here. Here's a 3-0. That's high, ball 4, and then a run, walk in a run. So Kenny walks on 4 pitches as JT Stone comes across the score to make it 4-0 Trojans. They'll get things back to the top of the order for Dylan Jeffries. Jeffries started things out, and he walked to begin the frame. Again, one of 4 walks already thus far through 2/3 innings for Reese Fields. And he mixed in 2 home runs and then a base hit. That's how we got to where we're at right now. The pitch popped up, back our way, and out of play. Got George over there at third. You got Cottle at second. Kenny over there at first. All 3 of those runners reached via the walk. He's looking for the pitch to try to get out of it right here. That one's chopped third base side and foul. Quickly 0-2.
Here's how much faith North Greenville has in Reese Fields. No bullpen action.
I think that's a accumulation of they having a lot of trust in Reese Fields as well, and also realizing that you're going to have at least one more game tomorrow and potentially another one as well. Got to worry about here and now, though. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. And still early in this ball game, obviously. Only here in the bottom of the first, but again, if you're able to get out of this with just keep things right where they are, it'd be a big boost for the Crusaders going forward. And again, Manoff could potentially deal the death blow here in game 1 right here, right now. The 1-2. That's Nub first base side. He's got some funky spin on it. Hits the first base bag. David Lewis trying to handle it. He can't handle it. Everybody's safe. That had some funky spin on it. It looked like it was going to go foul and then spun right back fair, and it hit the first base bag. And it was really tough for David Lewis to be able to handle that one. He just couldn't quite grab that one. And it's 5-0 Mount Olive.
Yeah, it's going to go down as a hit. Bounced off the bag. I mean, obviously to say that that's a crazy bounce is quite the understatement. I mean, you can make the argument that he should have had it there, but you can't. You have no idea how that's going to bounce off the bag. So that's definitely a base hit.
You can't anticipate how something's going to bounce off the bag like that.
Right.
But nonetheless, it's 5-0 for Mount Olive. They couldn't have dreamt of a better start. Here's Vito Paterno. First pitch slider in there, called strike 1. Paterno flew out to straightaway center field. Sit Monteith just about 5 feet or so shy of the track out there in center field. Like I said, that one fouls it back, 0-2. Down at 0-2 to Paterno. The 11th man to hit in the inning for Mount Olive. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-2. I'll get from Reese. Here's the 1-2. Just downstairs, 2-2. Crusaders in need of a big pitch right here from Fields. The 2-2. Called called strike 3 on the outside corner. And that will finally retire the side. Second strikeout of the inning for Fields. But Mount Olive does a lot of damage. 5 runs on 4 hits. There were also 4 free passes in the inning. And they jump out in front of the Crusaders here in game 1 of this best-of-3 series. After 1, the Trojans lead 5-0.
You're searching for a place where you can distinguish yourself, a place where you can pursue what you want to do and who you want to be. At North Greenville University, you will earn more than just a degree. You'll grow your faith, develop relationships with new friends and faculty, serve others while experiencing a vibrant student life. Find your place at North Greenville University, where Christ makes the difference.
So here's David Lewis. It'll be Jalen Vasquez and Zach Zera to follow him. Lewis, 353 on the year, 15 bombs, 53 runs batted in, 452 on base percentage. And he kind of got things going. Crusaders were down 4-1 at the time. He launched the opposite field shot. Cut into the lead for the Hurricanes, made it 4-2 at the time. Had a healthy hack at that one, came up empty 0-1.
Yeah, David Lewis had an excellent year. Listed as second team All-Conference Carolinas as a utility player.
They did use him in various spots this year for sure. And the transfer from Clemson came in the fall. Fouls that one out of play, 0-2. If you're North Greenville, you can't panic. You know, you still got 8 innings. You've got plenty of outs to work with and still try to get back in this one. If you're Mount Olive, you're looking at this, you're not comfortable. You're still attacking because you know that this North Greenville offense is very capable, especially what they showed last night. You can never have too many insurance runs as well. That one's hit out to dead center field. Jeffries is going back. He's at the warning track looking. Oh, that ball is out of here. A solo shot off the bat of David Lewis. And North Greenville is on the scoreboard. It's 5-1.
David Lewis, a little more subtle with not much of a bat flip this time. He was warned yesterday, so
yeah, I still have issues with that, but I'm just gonna keep quiet and pipe down over here. For David Lewis, that's home run number 16 on the year. He's now one behind Pat Monteith for the team lead. It sounded good off the bat and wasn't sure if the park was going to be able to hold it. Jeffries went to about as far as he could go, just ran out of room. First pitch to Jalen Vasquez runs inside, 1-0.
Yeah, Vasquez has had an excellent year, 351 average coming in.
To him is a good breaking ball, even the count up at 1-1. I wonder if he's got any issues batting behind David Lewis. I know that they're different school now, but David Lewis, the guy before him, just hit the home run, transferred from Clemson. Jalen Vasquez transferred from South Carolina. I wonder if there's a little going back and forth between those two. And with another breaking ball, this one popped up. This one should be playable for Jeffries. Didn't really have to move much. And he puts it away for out number 1.
Yeah, Vasquez also named Conference Carolina's second team, but I can guarantee you that David Lewis gets some flack, not just from Jalen Vasquez, but from a lot of players on the North Greenville team, as well as a lot of the coaching staff.
Yeah, the head coach, assistant coach, 2 of the assistant coaches, actually.
A lot of Gamecocks on this roster, as well as this coaching staff.
A lot of D1 guys on the as well on the coaching staff as Zara takes that one inside 1-0. Zara went 0 for 3 last night. One to him. He had a healthy hack at that one. Came up empty. 1-1. Zaro ended up being taken down in the bottom of the 8th. Again, Landon Powell elected to go put a righty up there, and Andrew Kaminsky ended up working out. He got a base hit. Of course, Zara back in there starting tonight. That one's got on the ground to third. Cottle's got it. His throw over to first is in time. 2 away. So 2 straight retired after the David Lewis home run. Here's Bryce Roddy. Roddy was 1 for 4 last night.
Roddy, yet another one named to the All-Conference Carolina second team at second base.
He's first pitch swinging chops a foul. You look at Roddy's numbers, 366 on the year, 1 home run, 29 runs batted in. The 0-1. Got in on the hands that time of Roddy, 0-2. It's going to be a little confusing every time we look at that scoreboard out there. If you at home, you guys got the scoreboard up top. Here at the score, out there, it looks like it's got the Crusaders on the bottom down there. Kind of flipped a little bit, so apologize if that confuses anybody. It's going to confuse us, so maybe a little bit of confusion later on in the broadcast.
What was really confusing was during the Conference Carolinas tournament when Belmont Abbey was one of the teams. So you have the Crusaders versus the Crusaders, and that that
you
made
get a
things
look
a
at
little
right
confusing.
there. There's Crusaders on the bottom, so that scoreboard looks like it says North Greenville's on top, but they are not. Counted 0-2. There's a good breaking ball there to Fools Roddy. And Johnson's out of the second inning. North Greenville does crack the scoreboard thanks to a David Lewis solo shot to dead center field. But Johnson retires the next 3 hitters in order. We head to the bottom of the second. Mount Olive in front, 5-1. So Mount Olive will be looking to pick up right where they left off. And 5 runs in the bottom of the first inning to take at the time was a 5-0 lead, now sits at 5-1.
Jack Casbero, homegrown from Mount Olive, North Carolina.
And he delivered for him, launched the 2-run shot out to left field his first time up, which at the time made it 2-0.
Yeah, I've been used to saying his name a lot over the years. He is a senior.
Another breaking ball dropped in there from Fields, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? Peel down first. He did go around. So that'll be strike three once the tag is applied at home plate. Little chess match going there between Caspero and Fail.
I think they were joking around there.
Oh, of course, of course, of course. Here's Landon Choboy. He went back-to-back with Caspero. He launched the shot again. He went up to get it. It was a little bit elevated in the zone, and he launched it out of here to left center field. Wasn't high. It was a low liner that just scooted on out of here. One skips up there, 1-1.
Choboy, a graduate student from Raleigh, North Carolina, transfer from College of Charleston.
Thought about that one, wisely laid off, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Way outside, 3-1. He's had 4 walks in the first inning, and that's his 5th right there of the contest as Choboy will trot down to first base. Walks in the postseason will usually come back to bite you. Very uncharacteristic of Fields, too, as well, coming to this one. He's only issued 16 free passes coming into today's contest, but 5 already here tonight. That one misses, 1-0.
JT Stone, another senior from Fayetteville, North Carolina, transfer from Miami.
Checking on Choboy over there at first. He's back in plenty of time.
Yeah, both of these teams have relied on a lot of transfers over the years.
Mm-hmm. Here's the 1-0. Good breaking ball from Fields. That finds the zone, 1-1.
That was pitch number 50 for Reese Fields, 23 strikes. So
you got to imagine Coach Powell going to ride him as long as he possibly can tonight. Get as much out of him as he can. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. Did he go around? Hit on third. He did go around. Kevin Spivey down there on the call said he did go around.
yeah, that one looked.
Get another look at it right here.
That one was pretty questionable.
Yeah,
We'll
from
have
up
to take
here
a
it
look.
didn't look like he went around. Get another look at it.
It's close.
That
That is very
close. That is very, very close.
Definitely closer than it looked live.
Yeah, from up here, it didn't look like he went at all. Here's the 1-2. It's 2-2. It barely looked like he even went through the zone, but clearly it was
In our
a little
defense,
deceiving.
we do have the umpire blocking us a little bit there.
That is true. Very, very true. Excuses. I like it.
Don't mind me. I'm just a jabroni.
That one's popped up on the infield. Jalen Vasquez puts that one away. So 2 away for Cooper George. George was one of those 4 first-inning walks from Fields. First pitch from Fields is a good breaking ball. George swung over the top of that one, 0-1.
Cooper George, South Carolinian from Bluffton. Graduate of Savannah Christian Prep.
Another good breaking ball from Fields. got George to chase that one 0-2. You know, one thing I have noticed tonight, remember we talked about broadcast last night about the wind? There is practically no wind tonight. That is a miracle here.
Yeah, it was a little windy earlier, but yeah, it has certainly died down for now. We know more than anyone it can change in a heartbeat.
Just wait 15 minutes. That one's lined down the right field line, but foul. And Trojans out in front of the Crusaders 5-1, a 5 spot in the bottom half of the first inning for the Trojans. Here's the pitch from Fields. Tried to challenge him with a high heater. George just watched that one go by. You think he tries to go back with a fastball, or does he come back with the slider here?
I'm thinking breaking ball here.
Go breaking ball? I'll go breaking ball too. Runner takes off for second. It'll skip up there, and he's going to slide in safely at second. Bell tried to block that one, but it scooted away, and I don't think it would have mattered too much anyway. Choboy over there first got a really good jump on that one. Choboy doesn't really run much, but that's his 6th stolen base of the year. And now a base hit could score another run for the Trojans. Here's the 2-2. Downstairs. Alden Cottle waits on deck. He's trying to send things back to the North Greenville offense, trying to get them back in this game. Mount Olive trying to get that run they gave up in the top of the inning back, as that one is another free pass issue to the Mount Olive. That's the 6th of the ball game from Fields. And the 2nd walk of the ball game for Cooper George. Yeah, not the worst thing in the world. You know, you had an open base. Cooper George has definitely been one of their hotter hitters for the Trojan offense. Opens up a force at just about every bag on the infield.
Yeah, Cottle a good hitter too, though.
He is. He was another one of those walks. He walked back in the first. There's the first pitch, breaking ball from Fields in there for a called strike one.
There's not a whole lot for either lineup where you really get a break. Both teams with very, very good hitters.
Yeah, from top to bottom, both squads.
Both teams with just one player in the lineup batting under 300.
Another good breaking ball from Fields. Cottle swung over the top of that one, 0-2. And now about for Fields, it's about finishing. He had George, a batter, go 0-2 and ended up walking him. It's just a matter of finishing these at-bats. Here's the 0-2. Up first base side now to play. We'll do it again.
Yeah, good job to defend the plate there. It's on the outside corner, just kind of stuck his bat out there and was able to get a piece of it.
He was able to waste a good pitch, as they say.
Yeah, there's certainly an art to protecting the plate.
Yeah, still remains 0-2. Backhanded stop by fail there, 1-2. Five runs on 4 hits, no errors for the Trojans. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Crusaders. Here's the pitch. And with a breaking ball, and he got him looking. Another strikeout for Reese Fields. That's his 4th of the ball game. Mount Olive puts 2 runners on via the walk, but they leave him stranded at first and second base. We play 2, Mount Olive 5, North Greenville 1.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
Eric Johnson out for his third inning of work for the Trojans. He'll face the 9-1 and 2 hitters for the Crusaders. It'll be Bivens, Deerdorf, and Monteith. Bivens last night had a one hit. He was 1 for 3 in the ball game, but that one hit was a big one. It kind of got North Greenville's offense going. They were trailing 4-0 off the starter use, and they weren't really getting much. He laced a triple off the wall in center field. First hit swinging here and comes up empty. They sent one off the wall in center field. Ran all the way around to third base. Eventually came home on a sacrifice fly a batter later. Got North Greenville on the scoreboard. 0-1's off the plate. Umpires that traveled down from Mount Olive making their voices heard as well. Again, Mount Olive had a lot of fans travel as well, so that you're definitely going to be hearing them as well. It's a good crowd tonight as that one's fouled off.
Yeah, I just went upstairs. It is a great crowd here today.
Friday night postseason baseball. Like, what's more there to love, you know? If you couldn't make it to the ballpark, glad you chose to spend your Friday evening with us. Here's the 1-2. That one's laced into right field for a base hit. For a second, it looked like Caspero might have a shot at it, but that ball kept rising. That was a screaming missile from Corey Bivens, and that's a leadoff base hit for the Crusaders. Second hit of the regional for Corey. Look at that one. That one, I think it was going to for a second, but just kept and just scooted right by Caspero there at second in the right field. That'll bring up Carter Deerdorf. Deerdorf's 1 for 1 today. Had a base hit in the first. Pick off over there first. Try to see if they get Corey lean a little bit. He's back safely. While Deerdorf did that base hit, he was caught stealing as well, so he was eventually erased. That one ran inside and nearly hit Deerdorf. The 1-0 came with a break and good stop there from Kenny behind the plate to keep that one in front, 2-0. Hit a friendly count here for Carter Deerdorf. Here's the pitch. It's high and tight, 3-0. And is slightly starting to pick up just a tad out there in right center field. He's surprised if Deerdorf's swinging. He's not, taking all the way. That one's on the outer half, 3-1. Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Here's the 3-1. That one's right there, 3-2. Johnson's come all the way back from 3-0 to run it full. Be interesting to see, do they put Corey Bivens over there at first in motion? Only 4 stolen bases on the year. He's not. In fact, they're going to check on him over there at first. No real exaggerated shift that you usually see for a lefty nowadays, especially at the college level. Kind of basically playing him straight up. Here's the 3-2. That one's sent out to center field. Jeffries has a beat on it. And he's got it one away. Good job there from Eric Johnson to battle back in that one. He was behind 3-0 and able to come back and get the fly out of Deerdorf. So here's Pat Monteith. Patty Ice, as they like to call him here in Tigerville, South Carolina. Pat had a base hit in the first inning as well. One of the 4 Crusader hits. First pitch is in there for called strike 1. He took a little off there with a changeup.
Johnson looking at his 40th pitch coming up. 27 strikes so far. Good outing for him.
Another snap throw over there at first to check on Bivens. Now, Mount is in a little bit different position than what someone like the Hurricanes of Georgia Southwestern were. Their 2 starting pitchers, they were willing to ride those guys as long as they could possibly go. Mount Olive's got a lot of arms in their bullpen that they can go to. That one's on the inside corner, strike 2. Way ahead, 0-2. See what he comes with here. The pitch. That's hit hard. That's going to get through for a base hit. Bivens thought about heading for third, but wisely held up, and there's runners at first and second. Second hit of the ball game for Pat Monteith. That's going to get a mound visit from head coach Rob Watt out there. He trots out there. There's no action in the bullpen, so this is obviously just a little mound visit. That's the 5th hit for the Crusaders. They now lead in that department. They've out-hit Mount Olive 5-4.
Yeah, like you said, he's just trying to calm his pitcher down. I mean, like you said, this is a good pitching staff for Mount Olive. 5 different pitchers with 10 or more appearances with ERAs below 4.
They have a lot of trust in their bullpen. They have a lot of arms that they can go to down there as well. And Johnson is a really good pitcher. They're going to ride him, especially try to save that arm, because, again, no one knows what awaits tomorrow for these 2 teams, but you obviously got to play for the here and now. But I also got to make sure if your starter can give you some very impactful innings here tonight, and you can take a 1-0 series lead into tomorrow, that'd be huge to say the least. So here's last night's hero, John Michael Fail. Fail just got under 1 out to left field. His first time up. Here's the first pitch from Johnson. Takes that one inside, 1-0. Fail's obviously got a ton of power. He can hit one over the dorms out there in left field, but he's really good. He can also hit for power, as we saw last night. He can go the other way with it just as fine, with plenty of power. Here's the 1-0. That one's hit a ton out to left field. See you later, ball. A 3-run shot from John Michael Fail. And North Greenville's back within 1. Johnson left that one right over the heart of the plate. And the home run king of Division II baseball did not miss that one at all.
Well, I was going to say after that pitch, now that he has the record, we'll see if he can focus and, not have to hit home runs every single time. But if he keeps hitting the ball like that, then never mind. You go on hitting those home runs.
And I don't think, they're definitely going to take those all day long. For Fail, that's home run Number 16 on the year, RBI 71, 72, and 73.
So at this point, he is adding on to that career record as well as the RBI career record. That's something that didn't get mentioned yesterday. He did break the career RBI NCAA Division II record earlier in the season as well.
Yeah, he did that in the final weekend series of the regular season against Southern Wesleyan.
I believe the pitch clock was called.
Pitch clock violation on Eric Johnson, so I guess a ball awarded to Marek Kloop. The count sits at 1-0. And Skip's up there 2-0. It's crazy how the things can change in one blink of an eye.
Yeah, now if you're Eric Johnson, now you've got to kind of take the Reese Fields approach in the first inning, just kind of settle down. What's done is done. Just got to sit there, focus. You've got empty bases.
That one's hit hard, off the end of the bat out towards second base. A little wide throw, but George is able to hold the bag over there at first. 2 away. Speaking of home runs, here's David Lewis. All he did his first time up was send one out to dead center field.
And I did notice that John Michael Fail also kind of took the David Lewis approach. Just kind of set the bat down, didn't give any kind of flip. Just the team has definitely made it a point that they do not want another warning.
That one sent out to right field. Going back is Choboy at the warning track looking. Oh, that ball's out of here. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs for David Lewis, and we are tied. Looked like for a second that ball had a chance to maybe stay in the park, but that ball just kept carrying and carrying and ended up sailing way out of here. And just like that, we got a brand new ball game. For Lewis, he's now tied with Pat Montes with the team lead in home runs with 17. RBI number 55 for him on the campaign. Here's Jalen Vasquez. Takes the first pitch, breaking ball for a called strike. Get another look at that one. Again, he hit it really, really high. We take a second to admire that one. He knew it. Seemed like he knew it right off the bat. Here's the 0-1. That one's hit on a line out to second. Bobbled it for a second. Going to be a little bit of a close play at first, but they'll get him by a step. And that will retire the side. But now before the Crusaders pick up 4 runs on count of 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits in the inning. We played 2.5 here in Tigerville. We got a tie ball game. Eight, 9, and 1, do it for the Trojans. They now find themselves in a tie ball game at 5 apiece. And we're just getting started here. This is game 1 of at least 2 between these two teams. Again, best of 3 series. The winner of this glorified best of 3 series will move on to the Super Regional. First pitch from Fields to Jones is a called strike. Another breaking ball swung over the top of that one, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Well outside, 1-2. One, two inside, nearly hit him. Count even at 2-2. And 5 runs on 7 hits for the Crusaders. 5 runs on 4 hits for the Trojans. Neither team with an error thus far. 2-2. Gives it their throw from 0-2 to 3-2.
That was pitch number 70 for Fields. So pitch count still an inning or 2 away, but it's going to become an issue sooner rather than later.
Still no action in that North Greenville bullpen as of now. 3-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Got him looking. Jones is down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That's the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Reese Fields. There's Mike Kinney. First pitch to him is a fastball pumped in there for a called strike 1. Kinney was also one of those batters in the 1st inning for Mount Olive that reached base via walk. With the breaking ball, but Kinney laid off.
Shows you how much North Greenville's done their homework. The infield shifted a little bit to the left. However, the outfield actually shifted a little over to the right.
Ooh, interesting. Another breaking ball that time misses. Gotta love the stuff that Trey Dyson and Lana Powell come up with their shifts and stuff. Here's a 2-1. There's a fastball on the outside corner, even to count up at 2-2. See what Reese Fields comes with here. Here's the pitch. And with the breaking ball, got him to chase it in the turf. Fay will throw down to first to complete the strikeout, 2 away. 6th strikeout of the ball game for Reese Fields. Now get things back to the top of the order for Dylan Jeffries. Jeffries officially 1 for 1. He has reached base twice. Both those were coming in the 1st. He walked to lead off the ball game and then singled later in the inning. That was a first pitch breaking ball from Fields. Didn't get the call. Here's the pitch. Hello. Check swing. Couldn't check it. Count even at 1-1. There's a called strike 2 on the outer half. Here's the 1-2. Got a 57-footer skips up there. Even to count up at 2-2. Fields looking for a shutdown inning. His offense got him back into the game. 1 pitch away from sending us to the 4th inning. Dylan got a piece of that one. 2-2. That one's up the middle. That one's going to be a tough play for Roddy coming in. He'll have no play. So base hit for Dylan Jeffries. Keeps the inning alive. And here's Vito Paterno. Paterno's 0 for 2 in the ball game. He flew out to center field in the first and then also struck out looking to end the first. Got to keep an eye over there on Dylan Jeffries, 18 for 22 in the stolen base department this year. Didn't get the call that time, 1-0.
I think the crowd wanted that one. What do you think?
I think so. It's like if I react every time that they want something to be called a strike or something that should be a ball, we're going to be talking about it a lot tonight. There's a called strike on the outer half. I mean, nothing goes greater than Friday night in May and people yelling at umpires here in the South, you know?
It's part of baseball.
Oh, yeah, especially here in the Southeast.
Yeah, I know that just about every fan base, especially in the SEC, it's just nonstop getting on the umpires. It's just an expectation.
I swear, if you say it just means more, man, I'm going to.
Well, it does.
Oh, here, 1-1 count here. And the good breaking ball in the outside corner.
Are you a Clemson fan?
I am. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Really? Okay.
I'm out of here. I'm just joking.
I'll have the booth to myself then.
That's very true.
Count sits at 1-2. There's a strike 3, and that will retire the side. 7 strikeouts for Reese Fields. We are through 3 here in Tigerville. All knotted up at 5. Head to the top half of the 4th inning, all knotted up at 5. Getting a quick look at the Newberry Regional lacrosse. There to complete that one. Belmont Abbey was able to take down Columbus State, and then they turned around and ultimately lost back-to-back games. UNC Pembroke took care of them as well to eliminate the Cougars. The Cougars are now out. The first pitch to Zach Czar's in there for a called strike. Yeah, UNC Pembroke knocked off Columbus State 12-3 after Belmont Abbey knocked them off 15-13. Been a lot of offense down there in Newberry. Here's the 0-1. That one's just off the plate, 1-1. And as of right now, Newberry's jumped out in front of Belmont Abbey in the 1-0 game, or the 1-0 game over there as well. They're up 2-0 in the bottom of the first. Belmont Abbey is the home team. Newberry, just like here, they're the road team in their own ballpark.
Yeah, it's always an interesting situation. It actually is considered a home game for the host team, even though they're technically the away team in the actual game. But historically, it does go down as a home game.
Right. There's a sharp breaking ball there from Johnson. Gets ahead of Zara, 1-2. Zara's 0 for 1, grounded out to third base his first time up. Here's the 1-2. Got a piece of that one to stay alive. Count remains 1-2. And partner, there's already been 10 runs scored through the first 3 innings. I can't imagine what the final 6 haven't stored for us tonight. Again, game 1 of a best-of-3 series between these two teams. Winner of this series moves on to the Supers. Here's the 1-2. That's poked out down the right field line. That's going to be a tough play. That one's going to get down and going to field it on the hop is Choboy, but Zara will slide into second with a double. Zara just reached out and poked that one down the right field line, but couldn't have put it in a better place down there. He just reached out, poked it down the right field line. Choboy, obviously, he wasn't playing right near that line, wasn't able to get to it in time. Good job for him to get to it very quickly, though, but it still wasn't enough to hold Zara to a single. The leadoff double for the Crusaders, and here's Bryce Roddy. Roddy was the only strikeout victim thus far for Johnson. That one's hit on the ground to second. That'll get the job done. Roddy's retired, but moving to third is Zara, and there's one away. Fundamental baseball sometimes, you know. You don't always have to come up with a huge hit. Sometimes it's just hit it to the right side, advance the runners, and try to let the next guy bring him in.
Yeah, North Greenville typically doesn't have to rely on a lot of small ball to score runs.
No, they don't.
Right now in a tie ball game, you will take it.
This is interesting here in the top of the fourth. The infield's already coming in for the Trojans. Speak to how important that run could be over there. That's just 90 feet away.
And I think that's just how much these two teams respect each other. I mean, you know that even though there's already been 5 runs for each team, you never know when pitching will just take over.
Exactly.
So Mount Olive is trying to preserve that tie.
That one's sent out to right field. That should be deep enough. Choboy ranging to his left, makes the play. Throw will come plateward, but it'll be late. And North Greenville takes the first lead of the ball game. RBI sacrifice fly for Corey Bivens. And 6-5 North Greenville. North Greenville, you know, like you said, they don't really play ABC baseball a ton because they don't need to, but they did a great job right there. Leadoff double from Zara. Roddy does the job, moves him over to third, and Corey Bivens with a lazy fly ball to right to bring him home. Give North Greenville their first lead of the ball game. Things back to the top of the order for Carter Deerdorf. Deerdorf's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Here's the 1-0. In tight, 2-0. Now the Trojan faithful are giving the home plate umpire a little bit of grief. I think that's how you know that you're probably at somewhere in a good median if you're in a home plate umpire.
That is very
true. Both
true.
sides are mad at you. That's either a good thing or a bad thing. Hit a friendly count here for Deerdorf. The pitch. With a 2-0 breaking ball for a called strike. One pitch you hear it from the Trojan faithful. The next pitch you hear it from the North Greenville faithful. Got a great atmosphere tonight, man. Couldn't ask for a better crowd here on a Friday night. Count sits at 2-1. There's a good fastball in the outer half, 2-2. You get a look at that said crowd. And pretty much slam packed for pretty much right behind home plate. Here's the 2-2. Didn't get the call on the outside corner. Looked pretty good from here. I definitely would not advise Deerdorf to take that one again. I would say that definitely has been called a strike earlier tonight. Counts full. There's a good breaking ball on the inside corner. Gets Deerdorf looking. That's a second strikeout of the ball game for Johnson, but North Greenville does take the lead. Thanks in part to some ABC baseball from the bottom third of their lineup. We head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. North Greenville on top, 6-5.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess.
An incredible finish by home. The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
Head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Trojans. Casparo's first pitch swinging, chops it foul.
Yeah, at the end of the top of the inning, Deerdorf was frustrated about the strike three, but head coach Landon Powell was also very visibly frustrated as well.
As we went to commercial break, he was still barking with him. I think he went at that one. He did go around, peel down to first base. You've seen a few of those tonight, a little about 59, 58-footer breaking balls from fields. A couple times the Mount Olive hitters have been fooled by that. And with another breaking ball for strike three. For Fields, that's the 8th strikeout of the ball game here through 3 1/3 innings.
I think it's pretty safe to say he's settled in.
Yeah, he settled in. It was very rocky. Had 4 walks, gave up 2 home runs, a couple hits scattered as well. And that 5-run Mount Olive first inning, but ever since then it's been rock solid. That one's low and out.
Now the issue for Fields at this point, that was his 90th pitch, so he is up there.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get into that North Greenville bullpen sooner than later. There's a good breaking ball, 1-1. Joe Boy is officially 1 for 1 on the day. He's reached both times he's been at the plate. Wants the solo shot out to left center field, and it was a shot. It was a low liner that scooted on out of here, and then he walked in the second. So he's yet to be retired tonight. That misses 3-1.
North Greenville frustrated. That was a good call there. It was outside, maybe a little bit low as well.
It was a close call, but yeah, it was definitely looked off the plate. Here's a 3-1. That misses, ball 4. Show boys on base for the 3rd time already tonight. One thing I did find surprising, and Jalen Vasquez out there short even kind of threw his hands up, like where was that? So
really.
Now, but we're a little adjacent to the right side. Vasquez a little adjacent to the left from our vantage point.
Yeah.
Here's JT Stone, 1 for 2 in the ball game, single in the first. Now Greenville puts on the exaggerated shift for him. Corey Bivens, the lone man on the third base side of the second base bag. That misses.
Yeah, for Mount Olive, top 5 hitters, just one of them without a hit already in this game. Paterno, the only one.
There's a good hard breaking ball there from Fields, even the count. Count even at 1-1. Another good breaking ball. Did he go around? They're going to peel. They're going to call a strike. Home plate umpire went ahead and just called it a strike.
I thought he was.
Well,
asking.
he peeled down the first, and like on a left-hand batter, you got to go to the third base umpire. So.
Oh, that is right. So he was calling that. I guess that was his way of calling the strike.
He peeled down there, and then he like took it back and said no. He went around.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, count at 1-2. Now with 2 strikes, Bivens will practically shift to play shortstop position.
I think that was his way of signaling a strike because of the fact that the ball was on the ground. I think he was making that clear to the scorer as well as the scoreboard operator that was indeed a called strike, because you do see them whenever there's a called strike on a stolen base attempt. They'll kind of leave the arm out there a little longer. So I think that's what that was.
Here's the pitch. That's chopped foul at the plate. We'll do it again.
This is one of those games where it's fun to operate the music.
Yes, it is.
So there's times where you're playing it, you're trying to get the crowd into it, and there's just not enough people here to really make it worthwhile. But today, this crowd has been interactive. It's a fun one.
Very invested in the game as the pitch is popped up on the infield. Who wants this one? Bivens and Zara converging, and it'll be Bivens that'll make the play. 2 out. Look like it was a little theater right there. Vasquez kind of converged with Bivens. He eventually gave way. Then Zara came in, and the Bivens said, no, I've got it, and was able to make the one-handed catch. Now we'll bring up the first baseman for Mount Olive, Cooper George. Doesn't officially have an at-bat tonight. He's reached base both times via the walk. There's a good first pitch breaking ball from Fields to get ahead.
Fields now in triple digits, 100 pitches. I would say he's near the end, but we saw yesterday that doesn't necessarily mean anything.
No, it does not. The fastball did not get the call. Notice I'm immediately looking down to that third base dugout, looking to see something. I can't really see Landon Powell at the moment. I think he's sitting down. I'm sure he's voicing his displeasure with that one. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball, 1-2. You got Don Andrews behind the plate tonight calling balls and strikes. Here's the 1-2. Check swing on a breaking ball. They're going to peel down to first. He did not go around. That'll even the count up at 2-2. I think that was a good call. I don't know if we can get another look at that one. Here we go. See if his wrist breaks the plane. No,
Good
he
call.
didn't go. He didn't go. Good call down there by Bobby Dunnigan down there first baseline.
Dunnigan is the crew chief of the bunch.
2-2, another breaking ball. That one misses. They'll run it full. So now you got to really be careful here if you're Fields. And in North Greenville, you probably want to back the outfielders up, want to play that no doubles defense. Joe Boy over there at first, of course, with the pitch will be off. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball 4. Another free pass issue to a Trojan batter. That's the third time tonight that Cooper George has reached via the walk. That's the 8th walk of the night for Reese Fields. Here's Alden Cottle will make his way to the plate. He's officially 0 for 1. One of those 8 walks in the first, and then he struck out looking to end the second. Well, we got a second here. Over the dimensions here at Ashmore Park at Ray and B. Dillard Field. Down the lines is 330. To left center it's 355. Right center is 365. Dead straightaway center field is 385. But as you talked about last night, that's not the deepest part of the park.
It's about where the end of the championship is on the banner out there. That's right about the deepest place. Maybe where the NGU is too. That's kind of right in that area. Goes out, I'd say, about an extra 5 feet, kind of a hump in the fence, if you will.
Get a look at it right there. So Alden Cottle will stand in. Again, runners on first and second, 2 away. That one's hit on the ground. That's going to get through in the left field for a base hit. They're going to wave Choboy around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to hit Choboy. And we are tied. RBI base hit for Alden Cottle. And we're tied at 6. And it wasn't a bad throw from Zach Czar out there and left. Just was a little bit up the line and was able to hit Choboy on the way by as he was sliding home. Get that hit right here again. He got to it pretty quickly and got rid of it really, really quickly. The throw came play where it was just a little bit up the line, and fortunately for North Greenville, it hit Choboy on the way by as he was sliding and didn't give John Michael Fail an opportunity to make the tag. So yet again, we are tied. Still runners on the corners. That one's hammered in the left field. Not Oliver retakes the lead at 7-6. Back and forth we go, partner.
This game is not disappointed.
Not at all.
It has lived up to the hype.
And we just talked about it. It seemed like Reese Fields had kind of settled in, and he had retired 2 of the first 3 hitters in the inning.
Yeah, Mount Olive not needing the home run, just good solid line drives to the outfield, stringing together some runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Still in business.
Runs at first and second, still 2 away in the inning. That's the 7th hit of the ball game for the Trojans. First pitch to Kinney is just off the outside corner, 1-0.
And it looks like we do have action in the NGU bullpen.
Yeah, if those last couple, I think Landon Powell was going to ride Reese Fields just a little bit longer, but those last couple base hits, he's probably pretty close. This might be his last batter. Get a look right there. Here's that number 18, Nate Roof, is in the bullpen warming up for the Crusaders.
Well, that just shows how important North Greenville, as well as Mount Olive, is treating this game. Nate Roof is a guy that usually comes in to close out games.
Yeah, hard throwing righty. You usually don't see him to the later innings. Already warming up here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Friendly count here for Kenny. The pitch. That's nowhere close. 3-0. One pitch away from loading the bases for the top of the order. And Kenny, the 7th man to hit in the inning. All sent 11 men to the plate in the first inning, and they've sent 7 thus far. That one's automatic strike down the middle, 3-1. If you're Kenny, you're absolutely, one pitch, one spot, obviously, but I'm making him throw it again.
Yeah, I agree.
Here's the 3-1. He's swinging away and fouls it off.
Shows how much we know.
Yeah. So now it's full. Now that's important because now the runners will be off with the pitch. So base hit, unless it's pretty much hard hit and right at an NGU defender, probably going to score a run.
And Mike Kinney, the number 9 hitter in this Mount Olive lineup, so they would love to get back to the top of the order.
Yes, they would. Here's the pitch. That's popped up out of play right side. We'll do it again.
And I've got a feeling that if Kenny does get on base, I think we're going to see Landon Powell come out and make the change.
I would tend to agree with you there, partner. Kenny here represents the final batter for the 3rd time through the order. Probably don't want to let them see Reese Fields for a 4th time. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's sent out to right field. That one might split the gap. That is going to split the gap. That one's going to hop up against the wall. 1 run scores. 2 runs are going to score. It is 9-6 Mount Olive. 2-run double from the 9-hole hitter, Mike Kinney. What a piece of hitting there from the Mount Olive catcher.
That's a fantastic job. I mean, not on a full count, to get that much power behind the ball, to hit it to the opposite side of the field, that's impressive right there.
He just hit that one right in between Marnek Kloop and Pat Monteith out there in right center field. And Landon Powell is indeed going to take the ball from his ace. And Reese Fields, he had a good 2nd and 3rd inning, was able to keep Mount Olive off the scoreboard, but at 1st and 4th inning, the walks just kind of came back to bite him a little bit. As Mount Olive leads at 9-6 here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and they're not done yet. So we'll step aside and we'll come back and tell you about the new North Greenville pitcher here in a moment.
New pitcher for North Greenville is indeed number 18, Nate Roof, redshirt junior from Lexington, South Carolina. Roof comes in with a highly impressive 1.29 ERA. This will be his 15th appearance for the year. Does have 4 saves, 21 innings pitched, 12 hits allowed, 3 earned runs, 7 walks, 30 strikeouts. Opponents batting 156 against him.
As you mentioned, very crucial and showing how important it is right now for the Crusaders to get out of this right now. Again, North Greenville's shown that they've got the ability to come back for it, but you got to close the door right here, right now. For Mount Olive, credit to them. I mean, they jumped out in the first inning, got that 5 spot. North Greenville responded and was able to claw their way back into it with 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and then 1 in the top half of the 4th inning. And to respond like this, to put up a 4 spot, especially on North Greenville's ace.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
resilient bunch.
It's one of those times where, momentum can be such a killer, and North Greenville had it coming into the bottom of this inning, and Mount Olive stayed calm, stayed cool, calm, and collective, and they are putting together quite the inning. Still not necessarily done. Now, Nate Roof, it is an uphill battle when you're facing him. Second team All-Conference Carolinas as a relief pitcher. But back to the top of the order for the Trojans, Dylan Jeffries.
And Dylan's has not been retired yet either tonight. He's 2 for 2, and he's reached base 3 times.
Now with the batting average coming into this at bat of .350. Looking to build on an already impressive day.
You can see Nate Roof's, he's got an electric fastball. He's got really good stuff, so he's definitely got that power arm.
And my question is, assuming that Nate Roof does his job, how long he'll be in this game?
That's a good question. And with the breaking ball that time to even the count up. Here's the 1-1. There's a called strike 2 on the outside corner, 1-2. Roof trying to send us to the top of the 5th. That one's hit hard, but right to the shortstop. Vasquez, throw over to first is in time, and that will finally retire the side. But not before the Trojans pick up 4 runs on 3 hits, and they also had a couple walks in the inning. Trojans now take the lead. They lead at 9-6. We head to the 5th.
All right, new pitcher for Mount Olive is number 28, Dawson Gause, a senior from Lake Wiley, South Carolina, transfer from LSU. It just means more.
Oh, dear heavens. Yeah, transfer from the Bayou. He'll face Pat Monteith. Monteith is 2 for 2 tonight, 2 base hits.
Gause with a 5.11 ERA, 4-2 for the year. This will be his 15th appearance. Does have 12 starts to his name, so he has had a lot of time as a starting pitcher this season.
Gives Monteith a swing through that one. Count even at 1-1.
56 and a third innings pitched, 54 hits given up, 32 earned runs allowed, 27 walks, 54 strikeouts, and opponents batting .250 against him.
Pumps a fastball right down the middle there. Pat Monteith, count at 1-2. Goss trying to retire Monteith for the first time tonight, and he does just that. Blows a fastball right by him on the inner half. One away. So here's John Michael Fail. Fail's 1 for 2. Launched a 3-run homer out to left center field. At the time, cut into the Mount Olive lead. It made it 5-4 at the time. Makes a breaking ball in the outside corner, 0-1. And another good breaking ball there. Count 0-2.
Yeah, good looking breaking ball there. And, you know, as many starts as he's had, clearly stamina is not going to be an issue for him. So Mount Olive, if they can stick with him, he's going to eat up a ton of innings here.
And that probably was their plan all along, too.
It's very possible.
That one's popped up. There's going to stay in play. Kenny giving a look. Who's going to want it? It's going to be George. Is going to take it in fair territory for out number 2.
Yeah, it's a little scarier than Mount Olive would have wanted there, but able to come up with the catch.
Yeah, a little dicey, but at the end, it ended up being a catch. So here's Marek Kloop. Kloop's due. He does not have a hit so far in the regional.
And yet his average is still at 367 coming into this game. That's how great of a season he's had.
That's a foul ball. Yeah, he got off to a scorching start earlier, Sean. For a while, I mean, his batting average was in the 500s for a while there.
Yeah. Took part in the World Baseball Classic for the Czech Republic.
He did.
Came back to Tigerville and
shared the same field as Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Came back to Tigerville and pretty much continued right where he left off.
Chops that one foul quickly, 0-2.
So far for Gauze, only 1 ball, 9 pitches, 8 of them strikes.
Definitely around the plate.
And we talked yesterday about how there is such thing as throwing too many strikes. When you become predictable on the mound, that, you know, when the batter's thinking.
That one's dubbed right back to Gauze. He'll easy underhand toss to first over there, and then it's an easy 1-2-3 shutdown inning for the Trojans.
I was going to say, when the batter knows that it's not necessarily a matter of if it's a strike, but where in the zone is it going to be, that can become kind of dangerous as a pitcher. But
especially as you go deeper into a ball game, you're around the plate a little bit. Hitters are going to know that it's going to be over the plate as well. So.
Yeah, but if you can paint the corners and keep the batters guessing, you can have a good night.
There you go. Well, we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Mount Olive out in front of North Greenville, 9-6. Vito Paterno will lead things off for the Trojans here in the home half of the 5th inning. They find themselves with a 9-6 lead on North Greenville, number 1 seeded North Greenville. Mount Olive, the number 4 seed. They're still on the mound for the Crusaders as he pumps the first pitch breaking ball in there for call strike 1.
And we did get an answer on Nate Roof's longest outing of the season. It was a 3-inning performance at Emmanuel on March the 5th. So that's a ball inside. And it was a dominant one. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs, no walks. Of the 9 outs that he recorded, 7 of them were strikeouts.
He's got that kind of fastball. He definitely can sit with that fastball between 93 to 95. Blows that one right by him, 1-2. Again, you're probably going to need that performance again because, you know, Reese Fields, he did struggle in there, you know, in the first and fourth innings, but he battled to try to get through. He just couldn't quite get through the bottom half of the fourth inning. You're going to need as many innings as you can from Mr. Nate Roof out there. Here's the 2-2. That's outside. Count runs full.
Mentioned that Nate Roof from Lexington, South Carolina, right by my hometown of Columbia.
There you go. Here's a 3-2. That's going to hit him. So another leadoff base runner for the Trojans of Mount Olive. It'll bring up Jack Caspero.
Tell you what, that was a hard hit right there. And Paterno just walked it off like it was nothing. That is toughness right there.
90+ mile-an-hour fastball right there. I mean, to be fair, look, got him in a little meatier portion of the body, but still.
I don't care where that hits you.
Still, like, yeah.
It hurts.
Caspero's 1 for 3. He struck out twice, but in between that, he's also launched a homer. In fact, that homer got the scoring started today. Sent one out deep on the trees behind the scoreboard and left. It's a 2-run shot that gave Mount Olive a 2-0 lead. Here's the 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0. So one thing you could talk about North Greenville pitching staff thus far through game last night and then the game 2 here tonight, the command has been a little bit of an issue. No matter who they brought in, just about. That one's hit hard. That's going to get through for a base hit. Pierno will stop at second, and there's runners at first and second, nobody out.
That's one of the times where the shift can burn you. Without a shift, that's a routine out, but instead, North Greenville played the shift and got right through for a single.
You live and then you die by it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Landon Choboy. Choboy's yet to be retired tonight. Launched the shot out to left center field, and then he's walked in his other 2 plate appearances. First pitch breaking ball for a called strike.
Now in North Greenville's defense, Bryce Roddy was playing closer to second in case there was an attempt at a stolen base, so that certainly contributed to it as well.
Here's the 0-1. Laid off the breaking ball, 1-1. Count even at 1-1. Yeah, healthy Hackett. That one came up empty, 1-2. They're trying to get a very important out. The 1-2. Didn't get him to bite on the breaking ball, 2-2. Here's the pitch. Laid off that one as well, 3-2.
And even Nate Roof having a little bit of command issues right now. 18 pitches, 8 of them strikes, 10 balls.
Here's the 3-2. That's low and out. Ball 4. Bases are loaded. Hit by pitch, a base hit, and then a walk. Well-earned walk there from Choboy. That's his 3rd of the night. Yet another walk issued by this North Greenville staff. That's the 9th walk issued today for North Greenville.
I'll tell you what, this is a huge at-bat. JT Stone, 11 home runs on the season. Bases loaded, nobody out.
He's 1 for 3 thus far tonight, base hit in the first. First pitch to him is low and in. You got to be frustrated if you're Landon Powell sitting in the dugout, you know, and a lot of what the players that you've come out here and that have had command issues have been some of your guys that you've leaned on a lot of this year. That's a called strike. Noah Tackis had some good amount of command issues last night. Fields, he had some good stuff. Did have 8 strikeouts, but he's also walked about 6 or 7 hitters. That one skips out the field. Can't keep it in front. That's going to score a run. That one skipped up there. Fail couldn't find it. It skipped away from him, and Mount Olive scores a 10th run. Everyone else moves up as well, as there's now runners at second and third. Count sits at 2-1. Now the North Greenville infield will come in. Here's the pitch. That's way outside, 3-1.
Don't expect Mount Olive to let up either, because they saw what North Greenville did against Georgia Southwestern. They are going to continue.
Well, not only that, they saw what they did against them earlier in the game as well.
Yeah, very true.
We're able to put up 6 runs in a 3-inning span, including a 4 spot in the third. So they know that you can never have too many insurance runs.
Oh, absolutely. This is how important this at-bat is. Hunter Dilworth not even waiting for ball 4. He wants to get out there now.
And I was talking about a second ago, it's like a lot of the command issues that have been with North Greenville, there have been a lot of the guys in your staff that you thought you could rely on, like more experienced guys that really have been such staples in your rotation. They've really struggled thus far.
Yeah.
You know, a guy like Nate Roof comes in, you know, got a lot of big time strikeout stuff. He doesn't produce a whole lot of hard contact. He's already walked one and had a hit by a pitch, another one that would have been ball 4 anyway. And then a wild pitch that just brought in a run. Counts at 3-1. And that's downstairs, ball 4, and the bases are loaded again. 10th free pass of the ball game issued by North Greenville pitching.
Sorry, I was going to say there is more action in the NGU bullpen.
Not surprised. And again, speaking of walks, there's a guy that's walked 3 times tonight, Cooper George. Those coming in the first, second, and fourth.
And he's gone on to score 2 of those 3 times.
Another fastball outside.
Right now, I think Mount Olive has got the red light. I mean, you just sit there and wait for Roof to throw a strike.
Make him come to you.
As much as you want to swing with the bases loaded, I just don't think you can right now.
Yeah. If you're Landon Powell and staff down there in the third base dugout, you're just shaking your head going, I got to get somebody in here that can throw strikes. Action down there at the North Greenville bullpen.
I believe it's like Freeman. Yeah, Caleb Freeman warming up.
Yes. Counts at 3-0 again. If he walks him here, I can't imagine he'd let him go any further.
Oh, he's not even going to wait.
Now he's going to come out now.
Well, they've already had the mound visit, so this is definitely a change.
And 1 run in, already in the inning for the Trojans of Mount Olive. You know, 1 pitch away, 1 ball away from it being another. Come back and tell you about Mr. Caleb Freeman and his stats here in just a moment. Mount Olive's up on top of North Greenville 10-6. and they're looking for more.
So now on the mound, number 7, Caleb Freeman, a sophomore from Greer, South Carolina, right down the road, transfer from UNC Greensboro. Freeman comes in with a 3.71 ERA, 4-0 on the year. This will be his 19th appearance. Does have 6 games started to his name, 34 innings pitched, 31 hits, 14 earned runs, 19 walks, 30 strikeouts, and opponents batting .240 against him.
Yeah, he's going to start with a 3-0 count on the batter, George. Again, Cooper George's already walked 3 times tonight. Yeah. I mean, hey, when you don't have to take the bat off your shoulders, it's.
Yeah, and I think if you're Mount Olive, you still have the red light, big time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, not only do you want to see some pitches.
Not only taking one, you're taking 2.
Oh yeah, you're taking several. But we've been wrong before. Watch him swing at the first pitch. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can. I mean, I think you gotta. Right now, I think
Wouldn't be
George
the wise thing to do for sure.
Yeah. I think George is kind of acting as a leadoff hitter, like you normally do. You know, you want your leadoff hitter to watch some pitches go by, just kind of give your team a feeling of what he has out there, how it looks, what his stuff is like, the movement. Make them see a few pitches before they go up there.
Oh, no pressure, and bases loaded, and nobody out, and you start with a 3-0 count. So. He's got here the 3-0. That's right down the middle, strike 1. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take another one. Then again, I wouldn't be surprised to see him, if Freeman comes with that again, try to ambush it. Here's the 3-1. That's on the outside corner, knee high. Cooper George didn't think so. He thought he had another walk, but home plate umpire Don Andrews said, nope, that's strike 2. Big pitch upcoming here for Caleb Freeman. Here it is. That's ball 4, and that's another run for the Trojans. So now 11-6 Mount Olive lead here as we play on here in the bottom of the 5th. Bases are still loaded. And here's Alden Cottle, officially 1 for 2 on today, and an RBI base hit an inning ago. Chance for Mount Olive to really blow this one open. It's a strong fastball in the inner half for strike 1. North Greenville, you really got to dig deep here. Mount Olive, this is a real chance to try to put this one away here. At least make it really, really tough on the North Greenville offense. There's another strike, 0-2. Big pitch up coming here. The pitch. That's hit hard. That's going to pass the diving Lewis. There will be no play. Pack picked back to third. Everybody's safe, and it's 12-6 Mount Olive. It's kind of an odd play. It just went right by the diving David Lewis, so when Bryce Ross fielded that one, he didn't have anybody to throw to. So too far in the hole for him to go to second. They like to try to back pick over there at third. Mount Olive increases their lead. Here's Joshua Jones, and this is a chance for them, Mount Olive, not only to break it open, to make it ugly. First pitch misses downstairs. And game 2 between these two will be tomorrow afternoon. First pitch is scheduled for just after 2 o'clock, Eastern Standard Time, of course. Big swing and a miss, even the count up. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Of course, the big difference in tonight's game is walks, walks, and walks. 11 of them issued by North Greenville pitching, and for contrast, Mount Olive has not walked a hitter tonight. Here's the 1-2. That's a jam shot on the third. Bivens will let to come home. They will get the out there. Jones reaches on the 5-2 fielder's choice. JT Stone is cut down at the plate. So here's Mike Kinney. 1 for 2 in the ball game. Placed a RBI double out to right center field an inning ago. Driven in 3 runs tonight. Had a bases loaded walk earlier. He takes that one on the inner half for strike 1.
Well, so many North Greenville pitchers have had issues with command, but Caleb Freeman coming in throwing strikes, just 1 ball, 10 strikes so far.
There's another one of those strikes on the inside corner, 0-2. Again, Mount Olive batted 11 in the first inning. They batted 8 in the 4th inning. And Mike Kinney is the 8th man to hit in this inning. There's still only 1 out. Here's the 0-2. That's hit in the air to center, right at Pat Monteith. It should be deep enough to score the run. Coming plateward and scoring is Cooper George, and it's 13-6. Mike Kinney is 4th RBI of the ball game. So the 9th man to hit in the order is Dylan Jeffries. Mount Olive has scored in bunches tonight. They've scored 5 in the first. They scored 4 in the 4th. They've scored 4 so far here in the bottom of the 5th, and they're not done yet. Dylan's 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's reached base 3 times. Already his 5th time up at the plate. And for Mount Olive, anytime your leadoff hitter is hitting for the 5th time in the top of the 5th inning, that's usually a really good sign.
That means you're having a pretty good day at the plate.
At least offensively, yes. Here's the 1-0. That's right there, splits the plate 1-1. And Mount really opened things up here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The 1-1 is popped up down the right field line. Lewis giving chase, but he runs out of room. Count sits at 1-2 the Dylan Jeffries. Freeman trying to finally escape the inning. The 1-2 fouled at the plate. Thing you can say, you mentioned earlier, partner, about Caleb Freeman throwing strikes. That's just something that North Greenville before him has really missed. 11 walks tonight. Then you mix in 10 Mount Olive hits. That's usually not a good recipe for North Greenville.
Trojans are not complaining, though.
They are certainly not.
They will take free passes all day long. Who wouldn't?
He got him to swing and miss at that one, and that will finally end the inning. But not before all 9 Trojans come to the plate here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and they score 4 more times. They open this one up. They have a commanding 13-6 lead. A lot of work to do for the Crusaders offense. They find themselves down 7 now. It's a good man to try to start the rally with. David Lewis, he's 2 for 2 with 2 dingers. Now tied with the team lead with Pat Monteith with 17. Ball's out there for his 2nd inning of work on relief of starter Eric Johnson. Still 4 innings left to play in this one. That one's ripped out in the left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Jeffrey's going over to cut it off, and he will, as David Lewis will wisely retreat back to first base. And David Lewis has been scorching hot. He's perfect 3 for 3 tonight. Here's Jalen Vasquez, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Currently 0 for 2. He's first pitch swinging down the left field line, but that's tailing foul. First time all regional, Jalen Vasquez has faced someone, an actual right-handed pitcher. Last night he faced Houston, the tough pitcher from Georgia Southwestern, a tough lefty. And then Eric Johnson earlier, his first couple of bats. Gets a look here at Goss. That's a big hack at that one, comes up empty 0-2.
And speaking of throwing strikes, Goss still just 1 ball, 14 pitches, 13 strikes.
Still to this point, no free passes issued by Mount Olive pitching tonight. As I mentioned earlier, the difference in the ball game currently. Counted 0-2. That's low and inside. Vasquez one at a time. He's not going to get it, and he swings and misses. Strike 3. Vasquez 0 for 3 tonight, so that's going to bring up Zach Zara. He's 1 for 2. Yeah, he was pointing at something. I didn't quite see what he was pointing at, but time was not granted.
Guessing either he thought the pitch clock expired or he was thinking that maybe there was a balk there.
Zara doubled back in the 4th inning and later came around to score. At the time was a go-ahead run, put North Greenville out in front 6-5. But since then, Mount Olive has mounted 8 unanswered runs thus far. Their swing appeal down to third. He did not go around. Count currently sits at 3.
Yeah, scoreboard reset there for some reason.
Yeah, threw me off there. Yeah, 2-0. There we go. And a healthy hack at that one came up empty, 2-1. I think they do that just to keep me on my toes.
So you just happened to look at the screen right when the
right when
it
one time
reset.
I needed it. Now sits at 2-1. That one's in there for a called strike 2.
It's a good-looking pitch. Just catches the inside corner. Almost about as unhittable as it gets. I don't know how you can get down.
Yeah, fastball low and in. You got to get the bat head out in front. It's one of the tougher pitches to hit in all of baseball. Calls is ready. Here's his 2-2. That's poked. That's going to be right at the shortstop. He's going to field it on the hop. Second for 1 on the first. A double play. Ball hit hard, but it was right at the shortstop. Jones fielded it, threw over to second for 1 on the George over at first to complete the double play. Head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Mount Olive out there in control of this one. It's 13-6. Vito Paterno will lead things up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Again, Mount Olive out in front by 7, 13-6, and looking to try to increase that lead. Game 1 of a best-of-3 series between these two teams. Winner of the series will advance to the Super Regional. There's a strike. They'll take on the winner of the Newberry Regional, which is going on right now. Belmont Abbey currently leads Newberry in the bottom of the 4th, 5-4 in that one.
Wow.
It's inside and nearly hit Paterno.
Newberry's looked really good so far in that regional, but getting a challenge from Conference Carolina's opponent, Belmont Abbey.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of offense in that regional, too.
Yeah.
There's the 1-1, swing and a miss.
Most of the teams were sitting around yesterday waiting for it to start.
Yeah, we were like through 1.5 games before they even got underway over there.
Start till 9 o'clock last night.
Thank goodness we didn't have that one. 1-2 is about a 58-foot breaking ball, even the count up at 2-2. Little inside-out swing there from Paterno, fouls it off.
Yeah, I tell you what, a lot of baseball purists don't like artificial turf, but, man, without that turf here, we would have had so many issues, especially in the past few regionals. It has saved us so many times.
Drainage is really good on these things, that is for sure. There's a called strike 3. Paterno's down on strikes for the second time tonight. That'll bring up Jack Caspero. Barrow's 2 for 4 on the night. A home run in the first and a single in the fifth. And difference in this one, walks, and more walks. 11 free passes issued by Crusader pitching. Give it up to Caleb Freeman tonight. He's come in and he's thrown strikes ever since his number's been called upon. There's a pitch on the outside corner, even to count up at 1-1. Looking for Freeman. Here's the 1-1. That one just missed. 2-1. There's a strike. That evened the count up at 2-2. See what Freeman comes with right here as the 2-2. It's chopped on the ground third base side. Bivens will let it go foul. One of those in-between hops that hit on the line but then kind of shot towards the left, towards foul territory.
Yeah, it kind of took a spin.
We've already seen some funky spins tonight as well.
Here's a replay of it. Yeah, I mean, he clearly stopped it in foul territory. So
yeah,
standing foul and reached to his right. So
here's the 2-2. The bat goes flying, and with the ball, Bivens will still field it and throw him out. That was a weird play. I don't think he broke it. I think it kind of just slipped out of his hand. Get another look at it right here. Yeah, he hit the ball and the bat went with it. Don't see that every day.
No, I don't know that I've ever seen that. Bat. I mean,
I've seen it in
the majors where a broken bat enters the field of play while it's put in play, but a metal bat, I've never seen that before.
I've seen those rare instances where the metal bat will break. That actually happened in a D1 game just not too long ago, actually. So you'll see that, but that one, it just slipped out of his hands. You usually don't see that.
And usually when you do, it goes flying in foul territory near a dugout. It's not usually put in play.
No. I had to play at third base. We were in a wood bat tournament. I was playing the third base, the hot corner, and had the ball and the bat, came towards me. It was a broken bat, and it wasn't a full-on bat, but the thing was basically a spear coming at you. So you have to feel the ball and try to make the play with a broken bat coming at you. I made the play. I made the play. Count sits at 1-1. There's a strike. Close that one by him. Count 1-2. North Greenville looking for their first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Trying to retire Choboy for the first time. He sends that one back and out of play. Choboy's only got one official at bat in the evening, and that was a loud home run in the first inning out to left. Next 3 times at the plate, he's walked. That one's chopped on the ground. Bivens will field the long hop. Throw over to first is in time, and that will retire the side. First 1-2-3 inning for the Crusaders tonight. Try to get the offense going when we come back here as we head to the top of the 7th. Crusaders have 9 outs left to try to pick up 7 runs. They trail 13-6 to Mount Olive here in Game 1 of a best-of-3 series. It'll be 8-9-1 doing for the Crusaders. Leading things off will be Bryce Roddy. Dawson Gauss still on the mound for the Trojans. Roddy's 0 for 2 on the day. He's a first pitch fastball outside. Probably chased one in the outer half that time, even to count of a 1-1. And we've seen the Crusaders pull off some comebacks, but it's going to take another miraculous comeback here tonight.
It is a steep climb, that's for sure.
Here's the 1-1. Another swing and a miss, 1-2. Pulled the string on him that time. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Roddy's down on strikes. That'll make way for third baseman Corey Bivens. Bivens is 1 for 1 on the day. A base hit in the third and then an RBI sacrifice fly in the fourth. His first pitch to Corey. That one's hit a high and deep out to left field. Back Paterno, he's near the scoreboard at the wall. It is gone.
Couldn't quite tell for sure.
Yeah, he was on the ground, couldn't tell for sure, but nonetheless, Corey Bivens with a 1-out solo shot. It's now 13-7. Bivens has home run number 12 for him on the year. Paterno out there and left. He going back towards the wall. Look for a second, he was able to come up with that one.
I did not think that, I mean, that ball was hit so high, I did not think it was going to have the power to carry out. So I was waiting for it to drop and in play for the catch, and he just kept on backing up and ran out of room.
You're right. Most nights that is a route, that is an out.
Very
Just
true,
because
yeah.
the wind is dead tonight. That any other night, most likely here in Tigerville with the wind blowing. Yesterday, that's probably not out.
Depends on the time of day, because there were some times where it was blowing from right to left. So
yeah, it would shift at random times.
Yeah, there were definitely some crosswinds yesterday at times.
Here's Carter Deerdorf. Here's the first pitch fastball in the outside corner.
One interesting thing is that rain is expected tomorrow in the afternoon. So it's going to be interesting to see if the weather decides to participate for tomorrow's game or games.
Gotta love Mother Nature sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It will be an interesting factor. Deerdorf way behind, 0-2. Not a piece of that one to stay alive. That's the thing in this one. Each team has 10 hits tonight, 10 apiece for each squad. And Mount Olive making the most of the chances that they've had. They scored in bunches tonight. They've scored in 3 innings. They scored 5 in the first, 4 in the fourth, and then 4 in the fifth. That one was close. Does not get the call. Going to peel down the third to see if he went around. He did go around. This third base umpire, Kevin Spivey, and Carter Deerdorf's rung up on strikes. Gonna get another look at that one here. Yeah, he did go around. Looks like the wrist barely broke, but it did break.
I'll be honest,
Good
I thought
call.
that was a called strike anyway.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the Mount Olive fans were thinking the same thing.
Yeah, look, he was on the outside corner, but nonetheless, he's still able to get the strikeout. So here's Pat Monteith. How's that one back to the net? Pat's 2 for 3 on the day. Base hits in the first and third.
Yeah, when you look at extra base hits in this game, team's pretty close. North Greenville with 5, 4 of them home runs and a double. Mount Olive has 2 home runs and 1 double for a total of 3 extra base hits.
There's a chopper right side. Casparo throw over to first in time, and that will retire the side. Crusaders get 1 back on the Corey Bivens solo shot. Time to stretch here in Tigerville. Mount Olive out in front, 13-7.
Stand up, get out your seats, and stretch. Take me out to the ball game.
First pitch to JT Stone, swing and a miss. Stone's 1 for 3. That one sails outside. We'll count even at 1-1. That one misses downstairs, 2-1. Game 2 between these two, obviously weather permitting, will start roughly 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Another one outside, 3-1. That one missed upstairs, ball 4. 12th free pass of the night issued by Crusader pitching staff. That's the first from Caleb Freeman tonight. Again, speaking of walks, here's a man that's walked all over the park tonight. Cooper George does not have an official at bat. He's walked all 4 times he's been to the plate.
And he's gone on to score 3 times. Does have an RBI.
He's at that one, fouls that one back, count even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled at the plate. Six of the 9 Mount Olive Trojans in the starting lineup tonight have all been walked or hit at least once. Here's the 1-2, way outside 2-2.
I was going to say Vito Paterno's the only one that hasn't gotten on base, but he got hit by the pitch. So even he has gotten on base.
The 2-2, that one's put in play. That's up the middle. Vasquez will take it to the bag himself. Throw over to first is in time for the double play. Nice play up there from the North Greenville shortstop. There's 2 away. That'll clear the bases for Alden Cottle. Cottle's 2 for 3 on the day. Base hits in the 4th and 5th. There's a good breaking ball there from Freeman. Get ahead. Crusaders will have Fail, Kloop, and David Lewis in the top of the 8th. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 from Freeman. Freeman try to send us to the top of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So JT Stone gets on base with a leadoff walk. He's erased on the 6 unassisted 3 double play. And Mount Olive goes, well, Caleb Freeman faces the minimum here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Mount Olive out in front, 13-7.
NCAA will have to take their corporate champions, AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, along with their corporate partners, Aflac, and Buffalo Wild Wings. Buick, think sporting goods, Great Clips, and do it for road tax. Invesco, LG, Marriott, Nabisco, Nissan, Pizza Hut, Reese's, and Whitney. They're supporting Lance's NCAA champions.
Here's John Michael Fail. Dawson Gauss still on the mound for Mount Olive. Done a nice job in relief. The starter, Eric Johnson. Fails 1 for 3. That one hit was a loud one. Swing at that one. That one's first base side, but that's going to get in the Trojan dugout. Fail with that home run in the 3rd inning. That's now 77 for his career. Now patting that lead and where he's now his throne where he sits atop on the all-time leaderboard for Division II and career home runs. That one's inside, nearly clipped him. Seven runs on 10 hits for the Crusaders, 13 runs on 10 hits for the Trojans. There's a good hard slider on the outside corner, 1-2.
And honestly, it could be even worse for NGU. Mount Olive has left 9 runners on base. NGU, 1.
There's been a lot of traffic thus far tonight, for sure, for Mount Olive. That one's got out of play right side. Again, when you have 10 hits and then you have even more walks, usually not a good recipe if you're North Greenville, and it's a great formula if you're Mount Olive. Just let them give you the game. Count still stands at 1-2. Pitch that foul back again. Good fight here from Fail.
And if North Greenville's going to strike, it's really got to be this inning. The heart of the order up, 3, 4, 5.
You're going to need at least a couple here. Please give yourself a chance in the 9th inning. That one's poked out the right field. That's going to get down the right field line. That one should roll all the way to the wall. John Michael Fail will stroll into second with a double. North Greenville's got the leadoff man on. Second extra base hit of the night for Fail. That was a good job. Not trying to do too much with it on the outer half. Just went with it and flicked it out there down the right field line. And here's a man for the Crusaders that's due. Marek Kloops 0 for 3 tonight. That one misses low and out. Kloop has yet to have it hit so far in the regional. Did reach base last night via walk. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball poke third base side but foul. And of course, with the righty up and then runner out at second base, there is a hole on the right side of the infield if Marek can just punch one that way. The Trojans 6 outs away from handing North Greenville their first loss here at Ray and B. Dillard Field here in 2023.
Mount Olive has all the confidence in the world in Goss. Nobody in the bullpen.
Let's hit hard down the third base side. That is foul. It's a break for the Trojans because that one, Cottle knocked it down, but it squirted away from him. Fortunate for the Trojans that that one was foul. Now stands at 1-2. Here's the pitch. Poke that one out towards second. That one's going to be fielded by the second baseman. Throw to first is not in time. Mark Kloop's a very fast man. He gets down the line very well and beats that one out. And that was a tough play there for Fail as well. That ball was kind of poked right at him, and it was tough to tell, like, was it going to be caught? And he was kind of in no man's land, but wisely got back to the second base bag. We are going to get a mound visit here for Mount Olive. And as you mentioned earlier, there's no one in the bullpen, so this is just probably just a little bit of a scouting report at how they're going to attack David Lewis coming. They've yet to retire this man tonight. He's 3 for 3 with 2 home runs tonight.
Yeah, and if there's one player that can get North Greenville back into this game with one swing, it is him. 2 RBIs today, 3 hits, 2 runs. Now the good thing for Mount Olive is that John Michael Fail did have to hold up at second. Wasn't quite sure if that ball was going to be caught. It wasn't, but because of the hesitation, he did have to stay at second.
And I think that was a wise move just because you don't know if that's going to be caught. And if you run and it's caught, then it's a double play and you don't have anything going for you. It clears the bases. Any hopes of a rally are dead. So I think that was a good move ultimately from Fail there to stay put. Yep, and here's David Lewis, as I mentioned, 3 for 3, 2 home runs.
Goss currently at 42 pitches, 35 of them strikes.
You know he's going to be around the plate. That one misses low, however, 1-0. The 1-0 that's hit hard back up the middle. Nice job by the second base to field that one. One at second and on to first for a double play. Tough break there for the Crusaders. A massive break there for the Trojans. Great. Casparo was just right place at the right time. Now, all of a sudden, now with a runner at third and 2 outs for Jalen Vasquez. First pitch to Jalen's on the outside corner for a called strike. Vasquez being for North Greenville, it'd be a good time for his first hit of the ball game. 0 for 3 to this point. There's another one. Same pitch, same result. 0-2. Goss way out in front. Let's see what he comes with here. 0-2. Must have missed down.
That's the only place it could have missed there.
Yeah.
That was close.
Probably too close to take with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. That's outside. And 2's across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big time pitch there from Goss, and he gets out of trouble. North Greenville puts the first 2 runners on, but can't do nothing with it. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It's 13-7 Mount Olive. Head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Caleb Freeman still out there for the Crusaders. And 5 runs in the first for Mount Olive. Then they followed that with 4 runs each in the bottom of the 4th and the 5th.
Oh, they're bringing the trainer out all of a sudden.
Looks like it was a little bit of a wild pitch on one of those last few pitches for Caleb Freeman. Maybe it was might have injured himself, but the trainer has been shooed away. But anyway, there was a North Greenville got a run in the top of the 2nd. Then they put up a 4 spot. Thanks a couple home runs from Fail and Lewis. That tied it at the time. Then they took the lead an inning later in the top of the 4th, but then Mount Oliver responded. They've been in control ever since. Hello. That one was right on the numbers. Joshua Jones, that's a painful way to get on base. It kind of sums up what's been an overall frustrating night for the Crusaders pitching staff. Showing bunt is Mike Kinney. Pulls it back and takes a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. For Mount Olive, you definitely want to try to get more because as they learned yesterday with Georgia Southwestern, they had a 5-run lead going into the 9th and had to kind of gut that one on. They even had the tying run on base to Georgia Southwestern. So Mount Olive definitely looking for a little bit more so that way to ensure that can't happen again. Assuming this result does hold, and these two teams meet eventually tomorrow, it'll be Mount Olive trying to eliminate North Greenville as that one's sent out towards right field. Marek Kloop coming in as he slows and makes the grab, 1 away. But yeah, assuming North Greenville can't come back in this one, they've got 3 outs left to try to get 6 runs. Mount Olive will be going for try to advance to Super Regional in Game 1 tomorrow. They'd love nothing more to be able to eliminate their arch rival in their own field. Called strike to Dylan Jeffries. Jeffries is 2 for 5 tonight. Base hits in the 1st and 3rd. He scratched that 2 for 4 tonight with a walk. Comes up empty right there, 0-2. Good breaking ball there from Caleb Freeman. Tires Jeffries on strikes. And there's 2 away. Here's Vito Paterno. Officially 0 for 3 tonight is Vito. He did reach on a hit by pitch in the 5th. Had a healthy hack there, came up empty, 0-1. Crusaders will have the bottom third of their order, Zara, Roddy, and then Bivens. Start things out in the top of the 9th. Runner moving as that one's laced out to left field, but right at Zara, and he makes the grab to retire the side. So Jones gets hit by a pitch to start things out, but Mount Olive can't advance him further. We head to the 9th. Last call for the Crusaders. Final call for the Crusaders. Bottom third of the order, as I mentioned, Zach Zara. Then it'll be Bryce Roddy and Corey Bivens. If they can keep it going past that, and it'll get things back to the top of the order for Carter Deerdorf. Zara's 1 for 3 on the night. Goss still on the mound for the Trojans. Ever since he came on in relief of Eric Johnson, the starter in the 5th inning. He gave up the home run to Corey Bivens, but that's been about it. There's a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. There's another strike pumped in there from Goss, 1-2. There's the 1-2. Zari just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. And Crusaders 3 outs away from being in a spot they were very familiar with last year this time in the regional. They dropped the opening game of a best-of-3 series with Lenore Rhine. They did come back and win 2 straight. Obviously a different year. Just as equally a tough task this year against a very strong Mount Olive side. And you got the regular season champions of the Conference Carolinas versus the tournament champions of Conference Carolinas going at it here tonight. Here's the 2-2. That's poked on the ground, first base side. Should be a play, easy play for George, and it is, 1 away. And then shout out to Caleb Freeman tonight. Again, Reese Fields wasn't his normal self, did have 8 strikeouts, but did produce an abnormal amount of walks tonight. Nate Roof, usually a reliable arm for the North Greenville bullpen. He didn't have his stuff. He had all kinds of trouble finding strikes tonight. Caleb Freeman came on and was able to pump strikes in there. He's able to eat up innings tonight, at least save some arms for the North Greenville day tomorrow, because for the Crusaders, you're going to want it to be a long day tomorrow, so you're probably going to need a whole bunch of arms down there. Here's the 1-0. On the black, 1-1. Humps that one by him, 1-2. You do got to give credit to Mount Olive. Their hitters were jumping on the fields early tonight. They really took advantage of the opportunities, especially that they had early on in the game. But if you're North Greenville, you're also can't help the fact that you kind of gave this one away. There's a beautiful backdoor breaking ball. Strikes Roddy out, 2 away. And anytime you walk 12 hitters and then you hit 2 more, you basically 14 times you basically gave them first base, and then you mix in 10 hits as well. Usually not a good recipe for success. Here's last hope for the Crusaders and Corey Bivens. He chops that on the ground to short. Throw over across the diamond is in time, and Mount Olive wins. Mount Olive moves 1 win away from the Super Regionals as they take game 1 of this best-of-3 series with their rival North Greenville with a final score of 13-7. We'll come back in a moment and tell you all the final stats, and we'll get you ready for tomorrow as well. You get a look at the total numbers right there. Mount Olive 13 runs on 10 hits. North Greenville 7 runs on 12 hits. Nobody had an error tonight. Winning pitcher of record is Dawson Goss. Again, he came on in relief of Eric Johnson entering the 5th inning and then just took things the rest of the way. Reese Fields is going to get charged with his 2nd loss of the year. In an abnormal start from him. Guy only walked 18 guys coming in, issued a fair amount of free passes here tonight. The Nate Roof came on in relief of him. He had all kinds of trouble finding strike zone. That's really not normal for him. In 12 total free passes issued by North Greenville pitching tonight. Tacked that on with 2 hit by pitches and then 10 Mount Olive hits. And that's kind of where the storyline falls here. In Mount Olive, we were winners tonight by a final score of 13-7. Then the series continues tomorrow afternoon. First pitch is slated for 2 o'clock. Again, weather permitting, of course, there's a chance of rain in the forecast here in Tigerville tomorrow afternoon. Again, a disappointing performance for the Crusaders, and for Mount Olive, you're 1 win away from a super regional. We'll talk more about that on the broadcast tomorrow afternoon. But for now, we're going to say goodnight, everybody. I'm Timothy Holcomb alongside Alan Cahaley. Producer Will Cahaley back in the studios. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.